Hi, friend, and welcome to another episode of the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. So today we are talking about the secret behind how applied human design knowledge actually grows your business faster than any of these strategies that are necessary in order to grow and scale a business and even build a business. But often the strategies, what I see is that these strategies are marketed and sold as the answer. Really? The answer is what we're going to talk about today in today's episode. So before I get started, I just wanted to say I'm recording this a few days before Christmas. If you celebrate, and if you're hearing this the week of Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all, whatever you do or do not celebrate. It is winter time. It is, we just completed the winter solstice. I tend to go through a pretty noticeable reset immediately upon the solstice because of how my natal chart is just how it is. And it's beautiful. Like I go through this entire like death and rebirth process. I'm getting faster and faster every year, which is really fun. This time it only took a few hours and I kind of got out of my ritual and I was like, oh, okay, I have a brand new routine and it already feels amazing. So I don't wait till January. I really do not do the whole New Year's resolution thing. I operate around the winter solstice and the spring equinox. That's how my body intuitively operates. So just a little behind the scenes, but I've been really enjoying like my recommitted exercise routines and the things that I do on a daily basis that just have me feeling really, really good. So happy solstice, happy Christmas, happy holidays, all the things. Now, with that out of the way, I also want to remind you that if you are listening to this before January 1st, 2025, and if you have any interest in joining me in Costa Rica in May, on May 30th through to June the 4th of 2025, we are having the Reset Retreat where healers ignite for global impact. This is shaping up to be one of the most incredible events I think I will ever be privileged to participate in, let alone host. I cannot believe I have the opportunity to host this for you. So if you identify as a leader, if you are running a business, if you are a healer, particularly if you are a healer, if you are a medical practitioner, if you are usually the one who is holding space for others, this experience is for you. So please find the link in the show notes and check out what this experience is. It is an all-inclusive experience as soon as you touch down in San Jose, Costa Rica. And I just cannot say enough about what the potency of this week together is going to give you. So if you are looking to relax, reset, retreat, and quantum manifest at the same time and learn what does that actually mean and how to make this a repeatable process that you do intentionally and consciously every single month, world without end, then this is the place for you. So check that out in the show notes below this episode and let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out to me directly. You can email me at alchemywithallison, that's 2 L's in Allison, @gmail.com. So now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about, after I get a sip of water, let's talk about the fastest way to grow your business, like brass tacks for real. Okay, because this it probably should have been obvious to me, right? But as one of my favorite people on the planet, Elizabeth Ralph, says, it's really hard to read the label from inside the jar. So this has not been obvious to me. All year long, this has not been obvious to me. That when I talk about manifestation and quantum manifestation, what people are seeing and hearing is like someone sitting cross-legged on their yoga mat with a mudra and saying Om all day long and like manifesting from that place. That is not quantum manifestation. Like sitting around and oming on the yoga mat is one of my favorite things to do, but that's not what I mean when I talk about manifestation. So manifestation is really just living your life from a certain frequency. The point is, guys, like we are manifesting 24 hours a day. Always. You're always doing that. whether you're aware of it or not. So when I talk about quantum manifestation, what I'm talking about is an intentional process where you are living life from a certain frequency that is bringing you results that you really enjoy. Okay. So whether you are growing your business, starting your business, scaling your business, whether you've been in medical practice for a long time, a short time, whatever, this applies across industries. So when I bring human design to the table with my clients, the reason that I'm doing that is so simple. It's so simple, it's going to blow your socks off. So let's backtrack for a moment and ask ourselves, what is the one thing that CEOs of businesses need to be really good at? That leaders of anything, any kind of movement, whether you're leading your home, your community, whatever it is, what one skill set do you need to be masterful at to grow? There's one skill set you need. You need to be comfortable making decisions quickly, clearly, and as effortlessly as possible. Indecision is the number one killer of businesses large and small across industry. And decisions never end for a business owner. Like, I don't care what you're doing with your business, who you are, like, you have decisions to make on a daily, sometimes hourly, sometimes minute by minute basis, depending on the scale of the operation, right? So the faster you can make decisions, and good aligned decisions, right? Because any Joe Schmo can walk in the room at the board meeting and start making all kinds of decisions and cuts and this and that, and just completely destroy the entire entity, right? I'm not just talking about any decisions. Making quick, streamlined, effortless, and aligned decisions is the number one skill set that a successful business owner needs in their toolbox. So that's where I bring human design to the table, because what does human design do for you? Once you get to know something, and we're going to break it down a little bit, but once you get to know something, this one thing in your chart, and it's very it's something that you can learn pretty easily and start experimenting with very early on in your experimentation with human design, because human design is just an experiment over the entire lifetime that we have, right? If you start interacting with the system and getting to know it, you'll just start experimenting with it. Now, if you're brand new to human design, please know it's a set of mechanical principles that's based on quantum physics and astrology and astronomy and genetics and biochemistry. It's a synthesis of several bodies of knowledge, including the Chinese I Ching and the Judaic Kabbalah, right, and the Hindu chakra system. It's all of these things synthesized together into one comprehensive system. It's not a belief. It's not a religion. It's just a set of principles that once applied, it tends to work really well, especially when you are needing to make decisions on the daily. So another water break for those who are listening instead of watching. Hi, Haley. Haley's online live with me on Instagram. So decision making, right? When you're looking at human design, there's one thing, and again, if for people who have been studying human design for 15, 20 years, this is going to be so basic, but they will also agree with me that it is perhaps the most important thing in the entire chart. And that is your inner authority. Okay, so there's two things. There's something called strategy. We're not talking about strategy today. We're talking about your inner authority. There's 7 kinds of inner authority according to human design. There's emotional authority, sacral, splenic, egoic, G, mental, and lunar. There's not a test at the end of this episode. I'm just letting you know there's 7 different kinds of inner authority. Now, what does this mean? Basically, it's how your energetics, how the chemicals inside of your body, your biochemistry, your mental processes, your emotions, the planetary transits, the lunar transits, like it's how all of these things affect your decision-making process. Now think about it. Think about our society. Most of the people listening to this podcast are in the West, although I checked the analytics the other day and I saw that people were listening like in Singapore and Hong Kong and Egypt and Ireland and Greece and I can't even remember where else, but I was like, oh my God, being the international soul that I am, I was so excited to see that. That's super cool. But we are all conditioned, whether you're in the East or the West, we are pretty much all conditioned to make decisions from our logical mind. Okay. We were, were you taught to like make those pro con lists in grade school or high school? Like, let's make a pro and con list and make a decision that way. That is some of the worst freaking advice I have ever heard, ever. And when you really start to experiment with your energetics, with your human design chart in front of you and start learning like, oh, this is how, with my emotional authority, I really need to ride out this wave for, 3 hours, up to 3 days, up to however long it takes for me to feel emotionally neutral. And then I can move and act. When you start doing that, rather than trying to logic everything to death, you move from indecision to decision and you start taking better and more aligned action more consistently, which gets you and your business higher and better returns on investment with your time, with your money. Your decision-making power is the thing that will either explode your business to rapid growth and sustainability, even though I don't love the word sustainability, but just like health and regeneration. It will regenerate your business or it will keep you stuck. And if you are staying stuck right now in the times that we live in, your business is going to die. If you are not rapidly evolving with the way that our technology is evolving, and don't hear me say that you have to implement AI right now. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you as a human being are not evolving quickly and moving and able to ride the nuanced waves of your industry with accurate and skilled and fast decision making, then your business does not stand a very good chance. It certainly will not grow very quickly. I can guarantee you that. So when I talk about manifesting, like I've talked about my client, quadrupling her revenue in business in less than 30 days. Same client just messaged me a few days ago. We've been working on a new package. She's been creating this new package for her patients. And she's like, I just sold this many packages. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was amazing. That didn't take her very long at all, but she's moving and operating from her inner authority. She's pausing and taking stock, not of her mental process of the pros and cons, but she's like really in her body and asking like, okay, what signals is my body giving me? Because I know that this is how my energetics align, right? So because she is working with her inner authority, she's able to make decisions faster. You learn how to make decisions faster, you get faster results. You learn how to make more aligned decisions and listen to the signals that your body's giving you in business and life in general. You get better results. So you take those and you combine them, you're getting better and faster results. Are you seeing how this is working? Right? Like I tell the story of how I manifested a private jet plane in 12 days, like on purpose, consciously with awareness. Now I had been implementing my own quantum manifestation protocol for 2 years before I tried to just like pop a jet out of thin air. It literally did happen that way. And when I tell the story, it sounds unbelievable because that doesn't happen every day, right? It's kind of an unbelievable story, but it really did happen. And the way that happened, it's not magic. It seems magical because we're like, what? It's so crazy. And so when we see new things that we're not used to seeing or experimenting, we just have no concept for it. We're like, oh my God, like, is that some sort of like voodoo magic? No, it's not voodoo magic. It's just really, really, really aligned decisions being made really, really, really fast. Okay. So whether you are just starting out with your business and you need to make a decision like, okay, what platform am I going to market on? What, where am I going to host my website? Do I need a website? Do I need to go to networking? Do I need to do this? Like, there are so many decisions to be made just in the first 6 to 12 months of business. Or maybe you've been in business for a decade or 20 years, and you guys know the decisions never end. They never end. Whether you have a team of one as a brave solopreneur or you have a team of 150, that your decision making muscles, the stronger they are, not only does your business have a better chance of surviving, but you have a chance of growing and thriving quickly and working with the quantum field from a place of empowerment and embodiment. And you're not second guessing yourself all the damn time and wasting your time, your energy, your finances, your capital. Like, oh my God. I mean, I'm actually going to write an entire article on this because indecision is the biggest drain on any budget, any team, any business, any corporation, like any movement. If you are stuck in indecision for 10 minutes, you're losing money. And I don't see, sometimes I see people who've been stuck in indecision, not for 10 minutes, but for years. And that hurts my heart. That hurts my entrepreneurial spirit so much. You have no idea. Because I'm like, look at the impact you could have made if you just knew how to trust yourself more. That's really what this is about. That's why, I talk all the time, like, I'm not quote unquote married to human design. I'm not quote unquote married to any system. I think that they are interesting and helpful to help the human brain understand how to interface with this thing that we call reality, right? It's helpful to have these systems. Human design is just pretty much the best, most comprehensive synthesis I've ever found that helps you get to the meat and potatoes really quick and helps you get higher and better returns on investment for your time and your energy and your money. That's what I work with my clients around when we are starting to scale their operations or their businesses or starting from scratch, whatever the thing is. When you are here and you want to create positive change and impact and you want to help people, there's so much wrapped up in that, and working with really good and beautiful people, there can be a lot of self-doubt that creeps in because it's like, oh, okay, I want to do the right thing. Am I doing the right thing? There can be a lot of just like ignorance kind of baked in. You don't know what you don't know, right? There's so many hurdles that you have to overcome in the first few years of any venture that really the most potent magic that you can sprinkle on your situation is getting better and quicker at making aligned decisions. Okay. So, just to reference the jet plane story again, just because it's the craziest, biggest, sexiest, quantum manifestation story yet. Well, there's a few others. Actually, anyways, my life is riddled with miracles. What can I say? And yours is too, if you are applying these principles over and over, like I've been doing for years. But one of the aligned decisions that I made because I was listening to my inner authority, which I'm a sacral authority, just as an example. I have a sacral authority in human design. And there was something that, there was an event that I was going to one day after I had written on my huge manifestation board that I was going to manifest a private chartered jet to take me across the world to Africa. The trip itself actually did not happen. I pulled the plug, and I'll share that. Reach out to me in the DMs. I'm not going to share that on the podcast, but reach out to me if you want all the details. Anyways, there was an event 24 hours after that I had after my manifestation ritual that I was supposed to go to. I didn't really feel like it, but my sacral energy was really guiding me to go. Logically, I was like, I'm not feeling it. It's the end of the day. It's been a busy week already, but I listened to that inner authority and I went. And that's where I met the person who 11 days later was offering me his jet plane and crew services, right? Just dropped it in my lap. And I was like, what? But I knew this isn't magic. This is how our universe is set up to operate. According to the human design synthesis, we each have magnetic, it's called a magnetic monopole, and it kind of resides where we would call the heart chakra, or in human design, it's the G. In the original human design, it's not G like the letter in the alphabet. It's J-I, which corresponds to the traditional Chinese usage of that word. Anyways, I'm not going to nerd out there, but there's this magnetic monopole that pulls you through life to where you are meant to be in the right time of the right place. But again, I mean, we could go really, really meta here and say, well, we live in a multiverse, right? Maybe there's another version of Allison that is living at a totally different frequency that we would call a lower frequency, who is showing up on the street corners in some like really crime infested city and is strung out somewhere. Like, I don't know. Okay. And neither do you. Neither do any of us. When we start going down the quantum physics rabbit holes, which I have done, and that's all, that's really all that quantum physicists do, which I've been talking to several recently. It's like, once you get down to the nub of it, what we say in humble reverence is, we don't know. And you know what? That's not disempowering. That's actually very empowering, because you can say, I don't know, but I choose. I choose to create my reality. I choose to create my belief structure and my belief systems. And from that place, my friend, that is where you start manifesting magic. That's where you start manifesting going from 8K months to 50K months. That's where you start manifesting quadrupling your revenue. That's where you start manifesting your amazing new team hire that just drops into your lap and you're like, oh my God, this team dynamic is perfect. That's where you start manifesting all kinds of beautiful things into your reality, because, say it with me, we are the masters of our own existence, because we've taken radical responsibility for everything up until this point, and we take radical responsibility for every thought and every action, and we know that when we equip ourselves with the proper tools, we can achieve anything. Okay? So I hope that something in this episode was helpful to you. Again, if you do celebrate, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And I'm just going to remind you, check out the show notes for the retreat in Costa Rica. You want to talk about quantum manifestation and start embodying that? Talk about getting in the energy of people who are living this every single second. Guys, this is my life. I manifest miracles on the regular. Like that's my life. It's almost like they're not miracles anymore because they happen so often, but they just keep getting better and richer and more beautiful as time goes on. Getting in the energy of that, just from an auric perspective, it automatically imprints your system with this similar, it's like an osmosis effect. But not only that, doing so in pristine nature in the jungle and near the ocean, and getting all of those energetic grids into your physical body. Oh my God. You want to talk about quantum leaping your results. I mean, my intention for this retreat is to, in 5 nights, achieve 5 years of results as a collective for whoever is attending. That's my intention. Okay, so that's the kind of the magnitude I'm talking about. It absolutely is possible. And in fact, according to a lot of these theories with the multiverse and things, like it's not only possible, it's probable. When you start applying your intention, when you know how to move with your inner authority according to your human design, it's not only possible, things like this become inevitable with enough time and practice. So check out, it's already on my website. It's AllisonAlchemia.com/retreat. There are still spots left, but if you're getting this before January 1st, you can write this off as a tax write-off. I mean, consult your CPA. I'm not a CPA or a tax advisor. However, it is a retreat around business expansion and holding space for the healers. And it's a travel expense. Like, this will give you a definitive ROI for growing and scaling your business for massive impact. I know that you're here to help people. I know that you are here with a mission on your heart, right? And surrounding yourself with the proper support and the tools to do that is just the best thing that you can do with your time and your energy and your money. It is the best investment you can make. Hands down. Hands down. I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to stop it here. I love you guys, and I will see you again, same time, same place next week. Bye.